Happy Rails to you. Welcome back, my friends. Happy Rails to you. It's good to see you again. Thanks for watching the channel and the videos. Sometimes they go real fast and sometimes they're slow. Happy Rails to you. Glad you're watching. Hi everybody. It's GMan and I'm back. I said on this week that I would try to get something going. I'm still not doing a whole lot of anything, but I'm no longer just bored sitting at my desk reading or watching the computer or watching television. I finally found a couple of little projects that I can do with what I have around the desk to work on. Well, first of all, what I found was this old number 41 Lionel switcher shell, body shell. And it's actually in pretty good shape. It's pretty decent. But it is broken in places. It's got a break right there and break there. Whether you can see it or not. Yep, there it is. And it's got a few scratches, light scratches. It's missing one rail. And of course, you know, these had rails on both ends. But this is a junk shell, and so we're going to take this junk shell and we're going to make another project out of it. We're going to return it back in service, but not in the original way that it was created by Lionel. We've got a lot of work to do. I'm going to have to extend the front end of this a little bit, and I'm going to build this back up on this back edge here, and eventually we'll figure out how to put steps on it and so forth and so on. But as for right now, this is the shell that we're going to be working with. Set it over here. Now, what I've done here, hope you can see it okay, is I've taken a caboose frame here, and I've cut out a slot in the middle of the caboose frame to retrofit this particular chassis and motor. Now, you look at this chassis and motor, and some of you may recognize it and some of you may not. This is actually a Marx motor and chassis off of a hand car. This is actually a hand car motor and chassis. And so I'm taking this Marx motor and chassis and I've hand carved it. I've cut this out, like I said, in this frame. I've retrofitted it to the frame, as you can see. Now I cut this out with my roto tool, my smaller roto tool. And yeah, it probably took me about a half an hour to do everything, get everything assembled. And I just went ahead and assembled it. I was going to assemble it on the video, and I decided, well, let me go ahead and get it assembled because I wanted to make sure that everything fit together right, and I didn't want to waste a lot of time with it. It's a real simple project. And so now we have the motor and chassis for our switcher. Now, as I said, I've got to do some build up on this. But this slips down into the body clip. We'll line it up. As it needs to be. To work on this particular frame. Now that's not straight, so guys, don't hold to that, You get it centered. And there it is. So, this is how the light's not right. Let me set it up here. Maybe that's better. I don't know. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I don't know what's going on today with the lighting. But this is how pretty much once it's put together, how it's going to look. Now, as I said, I've got to make an extension to the body shell coming out here and make repairs, of course, at the same time. I've got to put another rail on the other side. I'm going to paint this rail. And repair and reinforce this back plate. Real quick little project, all made out of junk. This is all junk parts, guys. Like I said, this was a Marx hand car motor and chassis. This is a Lionel caboose frame and a number 41 Lionel shell that's been damaged. All junk. With the exception of the time that I spent cutting the slot out in the frame and mounting the motor and chassis to the frame. So, that's what it looks like and it's all together. Minus the other rail. And as I said, I got to go back once again and got to build this up and do a little more work, a little more minor fabrication, as I'm going to make spacers under this bottom side to keep everything as far as the shell is concerned lined up. And I will probably, this has keepers. You remember the Lionel cabooses have these little tabs, and that's what latches down and holds the shell in place. But I'm going to probably drill a hole in either the front here or the back and put a screw in the body also. Now I might not, because I might not need to once I get the spacers in place on the sides here. I'll put spacers in place on the sides. Once I get those spacers in place on the sides, it might work so that the shell itself does not slip around. There's also the option of going straight down with a screw also. So we'll see. We'll definitely find another way besides the existing way that already there now to tighten the shell down a little more so that it will not move around. But anyhow, it doesn't look too bad. Now, will it be a 2-4-2? Well, I don't know if I'm going to put the front trail the front pony axles on it, and the rear axle on it, or not. I might do one or the other, or I might just leave it in 040. Kind of like it as an 040. And then I'll have to figure out how to put ladders or steps on it. But as you can see, it's an easy, quick assemble. And so now I'm going to get cracking on it, get some of this other work done that needs to be done to it cosmetically, so that everything fits together and comes together correct. And we'll be back. Well, okay, guys, I'm back, and I got the repairs done. As you can see, I extended the front's running board and this black plastic, and I doubled it so that it'd be twice as thick and more durable. Of course, we glued it to the shell itself as an extension to the shell. Made a total repair on it and reinforced it. Also, we fixed this back running board. As you can see, a white plastic. Reinforced it and then repaired that one spot that was broken out of it. Right there. As to the setting it on the chassis, it's now solid. Setting on the chassis, and what I did was I went in right here next to the engine cowl, to the boiler front or the radiator, made a slot, as we had that one finger protruding up, straight up. They're both black, so it's hard to see now. And so it came straight up, so I made a slot in the plastic, which held this in place, keeps it from slopping from side to side. And then on each end of these cabooses is a tab that folds over and locks down. So then I went ahead and turned that tab over, locked it down onto the platform or the running board. Did the same in the back where we had already had it set up for that. There is one right here. I don't know whether you can see it or not. And we bent it over and got it tight. Now I'm hoping I didn't over tighten those, because I might have squeezed one or both of them too tight. I didn't mean to squeeze them that tight, but I did. The reason for that being, I don't want to put a crimp in them, because if and when I open them, if I have to open them again, which I probably will, because I will probably go back in and put a light in it, headlight, and I may put an individual, an engineer or fireman or brakeman on the inside of the cab later on. So don't want to crimp those. You don't want to get them too tight. You want them snug, but you don't want them too tight, because when you bend them back up a couple of times, they'll snap off. Also, I had to make an adjustment, as I was saying. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do, but the way it turned out by putting the slot, which is right here, you can see it right here in the front, going up through the boiler front or the radiator. It allowed me to use these two areas to put spacers. And I'm out of heavy plastic, so I went ahead and used wood popsicle sticks for now, and glued these to the plastic. And they'll probably last forever. But if I can, I'll go back later on when I get some more plastic, thicker plastic, and change them out and put plastic in, because plastic, I can get the plastic to meld to the plastic, and it'll be a more permanent solution. But these two spacers help hold that frame right in place. There's no danger of it moving or slipping because of the clamps on the back sides. So it's a solid fit. For now, all we need to do is get it painted, get everything to match. We still got this one rail we've got to put on, and we'll address that when it comes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it touched up and get it painted, and then we'll put it on the track and see how it does. Okay, guys, well, I took the shell back off and I got everything painted up, and I decided to go ahead and wire in the lights. And as you can see, I've got a white LED in for the headlight here, and I put in a red bulb in the back for for this upper light. And now this is only going to run one direction, so the red light and the front lens will run all the time when in operation. I think it's going to look kind of cool, kind of neat. But as you can see, here is that one stanchion that I was telling you about that comes straight up. And then I put the slot in the body right there to hold the shell on and to hold it in place. Back here is those two blocks of wood that I had glued on, which is actually popsicle stick currently. Now, like I said, I'll change that later on, so at some time, point in time, no hurry, to plastic. Now all I have to do is get the light in and assemble it. Let me get the camera down. I don't know where to put it, actually, so that we can kind of see what's going on. This will probably be the better view right here. But I don't have any way to do that one-handed. Give me just a second. Okay, let's try this and see how this works. There we go. Okay. Let's see if we can get this front bulb into the lens hole here. Now bear with me, guys, this is kind of working backwards for me. So, yep. Okay. Let me just raise up the front of the shell, sit it down in this keeper in the back. Line it up here in the front. Kind of snaps together a little bit. Make sure it's locked in the back. And there we go. Then we squeeze down our little depression in the back and squeeze down our depression in the front. Like I said, don't over tight them. The first time I had them way too tight. Not necessary. And now we have as you can see, get that more this way. And we'll bring this more this way. Our lights. Now what I'm going to do, I take a little glue, put it around the end of the bulb. And push the bulb back up into the hole. That wire is going to coil a little bit, so it's going to push it back out. But that's okay. We'll do the same for this front. This front hole is really excessively larger. Excessively larger than the bulb. But these 5 milliamp, I think, is what they are. Bulbs is all I have right now. So, once again, I'll do the same for that. Let the wire kind of coil it back out a little bit. And when the glue dries, of course it dries hard and clear, and it will make a nice casing or housing around the light. Now, we'll let that sit overnight. Tomorrow, I may come in and put a little more around it, just a little bit, if needed. But as of right now, I don't know which is best angle. I guess this is. There it is. So let's see if we can keep in mind, this is all made out of junk. Now I still have to put a coupler on. But there it is, guys. United States Army switcher, made from junk. So you can see what you can do with just parts. I didn't think I had enough of anything in there to really do anything with, and then I saw that I had 2 or 3 of those motor and chassis for the hand car. I have several caboose frames and this Army switcher body. And so I thought, well, maybe I can do something with that. And there it is. Now we still have, as I said earlier, the rail to put on. I've got to put on a coupler, and I put some windows in it. I did not put in these 2 front bottom windows because I just wanted them to go ahead and induct air. And it's probably going to get enough air. anyway from around the frame. But I decided not to put a base in it and put an operator in it. Just go ahead and put the windows in it. So there it is. It's complete, except basically for those two things. And when those things come in, I might have a coupler here. I might get it put on in a few days, or I might just wait until the rail, till I get the rail. But at any rate, we'll bring it back and let you see the totally finished product when I'm done with it. At any rate, as I always say, if you enjoy working on your trains, custom building, remodeling, rebuilding, refurbishing, just working on your trains, working on your layout, changing things around, whatever it is that you enjoy doing with your trains, you should have happy rails. That's all for now. This is GMan. Bye-bye.